I'm just gonna be freestyling it. So I'm finally able to, so I'm going to. What I want to do is I want to make like a hanging home, but I want it to fall like I want it to be like a waterway up, and I want that waterway to hydrate a farm that I'm gonna have on this area. And maybe if I do want to, I could, if I had the capabilities, I want to make a port like this. Now here, what we can do is we can build individual boats like those water markets you might see in Kashmir or Indonesia, and each of those boats will have a different kind of villager that is maxed out, of course. So like I want to have a log thing attached to it too. So that's we could go this because having some stone in the middle might actually do wonders. Elevate, so that should be the first structure, but over here you may want to do the bit of this. No, keep a bit of stone, actually make it go like this kind of. Right, do this. Now what you want to do is you want to fill it with glass. I'm coming up with this on the spot, by the way. I had no vision, but I'm forcefully sort of creating a vision. Can't just blame a lack of vision, you know. That would be kind of a bum strategy. So then on one level, 'cause this has like a very clean view. What we could have here is from. So I'll just put some glow like in. Actually, maybe a glowberry or something with some mosh. Have have this part replace thing with mosh. That doesn't work. Oops. What I want is I want this long. I want it this long. Just want one like this. Like this. That should cover this part. Maybe not that long, but when it goes through, it will look better. So I'm gonna keep this going because it's obviously not like an entrance, but then it could also be used as a diving point. So you could dive from it. That would be nice. That'd be quite cool. Surely. I don't want that. I don't want this. But I probably should have this because I plan on having inside having. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this into halves. Now this is half. Now we can have hanging lanterns, but we also have just sacrificed our privacy. So this could easily lead up to like a second story if you were to look at it that way. Now you can place things on here. This can be a nice little ground. Striped oak. it just looks like it's naturally stopped growing, and it will still grow food, grow berries. So now you want a lectern. I want it to sort of be like, ooh, all mysterious. Now, that has actually just given me an idea. If we just stop joining this, and we have a double staircase like this, it wouldn't actually look that bad. It would look quite nice, if I do say so myself. Dual staircase, completely unnecessary by the way, but I feel it's nice. May fit. And then we have a lantern, because we don't want it to be dark. Oh no, man, I think I should do lighting later. So now we have this much decided. This could be like a library. Some introspective reading. Regular old lantern won't work. Maybe we should have bookshelves. I don't think anyone hates little reading. The thing about this is, for here we can place a lantern like this, and here we can place camp. Oxeye daisy, you read here. And maybe if I were to put a slab, it would look like a reading. Nope, won't kill anyone. Now here, this is off limits. This is a perfect 9 by 9 space. So what I want to try to do with it is I want to have a ladder that reaches here. But how am I supposed to do that now? So now we have our little niche reading area. Very nice. Okay, so I have an idea, right? Sea lantern. That's what I was looking for. And this. It might work a bit better if the tip is a bit later. I'll just use a normal thing for that then. Because now we can put any flower. What kind of flower? I don't know what flowers I can. I already have one flower. That's actually not that bad. I'm fine with that actually. So now upstairs we can have like a little alchemy thing. Or no. We have the lectern, we have a flying entrance. We'll obviously fill this with the glass. Because it doesn't look, it doesn't seem as perfect if it doesn't seem as nice if there aren't like some imperfections in there. You know what I mean? And I'm keeping this natural cliff thing because I feel like it. Stairs. Now, how do we get upstairs? That is the great question. I plan on having a little ladder that will lead us up, and we can support the ladder using structure blocks, but those aren't legit, so it might feel weird. And then this one again, reverse stairs, and this is the ladder that we need. Nice. Can I open this? Would it work? Nope. So I guess not. So now we have a way to get up, a way to get here. Now we just need a use for this. So I plan on spamming spruce slabs like this with the corners filled in. This one has to be a stair. This one also has to be a stair because I make the rules here. Actually, I don't. If you're gonna try to recreate it but like have your own take on it, I'd actually be really happy. So please don't, you know, do it only one way. If you do attempt it, I'm not saying that you probably, I'm not assuming that you will, because who cares? Iron chain and a lantern like this. So now we have 4 lanterns. Here I'm gonna put brewing stand. Sure, that actually works. So we have the upstairs chilling area, and I am worried a bit about this dark spot. So I want to add a frog light, an Osher frog light. Here we go. That's not too bright, doesn't ruin anything, and it looks quite cozy. So now this is just like this entire area right here. This, so far we've only done one part of the house. Outside, just ignore the outside. We're here for the inside. Maybe I could do that. Like, I'll put a slab under it and like have something pointing out at each side. Maybe slab. So that's this side. Now we just have to fill in these windows, of course. Now, now, we will use this space. We'll use this space. I don't think we have to use that space. We'll use this space, and we'll use barrels here because storage is storage. Can't blame someone for wanting storage. We'll have barrels here, and I think I did see a build trick where you have to cover the barrels with signs. Then again, if it, so it's easier to read. Now this area actually has some purpose other than just being an entrance. One entrance, because we'll have another one. One of the aerial entrances, and you have a view. You can get your meat here. You climb up the stairs. You can look out here. Ocean, here you read. You have the ocean. You see a bit of the greenery. So you have a flower. What more could a guy want? And then, or a lady, I'm sorry. And then you climb this. You have access to all of this. So that's one area completed. We shall now move on. And I feel like this one ladder could be enough for an extension of the second floor. And this lining could carry on, but maybe with a line here. And then it'll carry on in the next part. You know, we don't like hazards, don't like risks.
And we'll keep it going for this side. This side, still boring, but we always have the freedom to change it up. Nothing ever stays constant. It's only up to us to adapt. So this, because it's only two blocks that are Ri, I will be filling these two in, sadly. Having to tamper with the natural generation.
It's all for us in the end, so it doesn't matter much, really. If I wanted to, I could just do this, but then it start a contrast. This one's so uniform, that one's all messy. We have this entire section organized, and here we'll start. No, we'll start opposite of the pattern. So the next one is this. So we'll start like that. So I'm extending this all the way here. I noticed we don't have enough room for any storage of any sort, so like this, and we can't have an open bed, so
I am suggesting something like this. This is the main bedroom, so you don't want to have it too open.
and here we can have glass, just white glass, plain white glass. No interchanging, no nothing, because that would just make it more confusing. Now we need the bed. I plan on going for a single white bed. With now I want to try, like personally, I want some kind of an end rod. I'll be honest, I've wanted an end rod for this area for not that long actually. This is quite spontaneous, so maybe something like this. And here lies the ender chests. You only need one ender chest. It's one ender chest and maybe a black shulker box or gray shulker box like this. It's accessible. Now that provides area, so you still have some space for maybe like a. If we wanted, we could just spray it with a really huge painting, 4x4. You can only fit maybe a 3x4 pond. I like this one. And then a 1x1 picture here, because paintings always do liven the mood. Albanian Dazik, target successfully bombed. Meditative. Now this seems a bit much. I agree, it is quite overkill, but I say it's just the right amount of overkill. Let's get a trapdoor. Cover the bottom. As a bookshelf. Want a working area? I don't know. Because I don't want to fill that gap, so maybe something along the lines of this could be like a. So this entire video was filmed with me having night vision. Now let's turn off. See what this looks like. Now it may look a bit odd. Let's see. I'm gonna swim up. I've walked in. This entire area at the bottom is not of use to us. The areas that are of use, however, are lighted beautifully. I don't see anything wrong other than this side having some favoritism. This, however,
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna spam paintings. So this sea lantern, these sea lanterns aren't gonna be visible. So I'm going to use them like so. I don't know how much storage one might need, but if they are going to at least try to build a house like this in survival, they're probably going to have a lot of loot. So I dedicate this last spot to just pure storage. Maybe here, instead of doing this, I'll do this and this, but I'll sneak in 2 end rods. You might say, this guy's probably romantically obsessed, this guy's obsessed with these. But hear me out, they aren't bad sources of lighting. In fact, I believe they're quite nice. Armor stand. God, these guys have American English. No, we'll have him wear. Because I can't hold anything.
if you want your armor to shine more, you just delete these chests. So yeah, this is the house. This is not the house actually.
Because I gave you too many chances to understand.